All right, guys. Today was really a bad day for me. This is your boy Wolfgang. You guys obviously saw that video that I just posted of this lady, the mail carrier. So, she ended up calling the cops. I went down to the post office. Well, not the post office itself, but her headquarters, the main building. And sorry for showing you my clothes, but this is what I was wearing. Now, I'm going to make this video really short and sweet. She called the cops, and obviously she had lied in the video. So, I'm just really upset. I had a business card, but I ended up losing it on my journey home. But it was her boss's card, her supervisor, should I say. In my video, I was getting very upset. This has been going on for quite some time, that I actually had stopped the ritual of these mail carriers dumping other people's mail off in my mailbox. So the ritual had started up again, and I let it go. And then last week, I approached this mail carrier, and I told him what had happened. And then he said, is it happening again? And I was like, yes, it's still happening again. These mail carriers just dumping other people's mail off. So I'm sure you guys are going to say, you know, why don't you just, like, give it back. I've done that so many times. Like, I don't know what year, but I had actually had a bag filled with other people's mail, and the carrier kept just dumping other people's mail off. This is mail that could have been very important to people that used to live here in my apartment. So the reason why I had all these people mail, because I wanted to go down and actually went to the post office, and I told one of the employees that, like, listen, just go down and explain to my supervisor what the mail carrier is doing. And I actually spoke to other mail carriers, and they said that it's a proven fact that they said that they will never dump off someone else's mail in someone else's mailbox. If it doesn't have the person's name on the mailbox, they'll keep it and bring it back and do whatever they're going to do with it. But in this circumstance, this girl you saw in the video had lied. So this is what I was wearing. This is what I am wearing when I went inside. All of this. Let me turn on the light so you guys can see much better. This is what I am wearing. All of this. How could I go from... Sorry. I changed my pajamas into my clothes to all this. So, basically, she said to the police officer that I had followed her. Now, if I'm following you, now watch this. If I'm following you, right? Why would I go get dressed just to go follow you? That doesn't make no sense whatsoever. I have to literally go out of my way to follow you to drop off other people's mail. Now, I'm going to show you guys something. This whole thing all begins right here. I open up the door, just like that. I grab my mail. We had a confrontation right here. So, she's right here, putting mail inside other people's mailbox. So, I'm grabbing my mail. And she said I touched her. I didn't even touch her. So, like, you're arguing with me. So, then she said I'm following her. So, I'm like, right here. I'm still right here. And then she steps on the step on the city sidewalk. Now she's on the city sidewalk. Okay. Then she says all this nonsense BS stuff about I'm threatening her. Which, as in, if you saw the video, I didn't even threaten her. So, she's sitting there telling the cops that I'm following her. Okay, so if I'm following you, I literally have to follow you to your destination and to your mail truck. So if I have to like literally follow you, you had feel that I'm a threat, technically you brought war to my doorstep. It all could have been avoided. Like I told her that all you had to do was just read the names on the mailbox instead of dumping other people's mail. She's like, well, in the video, she's like, well, it could, that they're gonna need it. There's only 2 people's names on the mailbox, me and my roommate. And why you feel the right to dump other people's mail off knowing that they don't live at the address? You have no right of doing that. What gives you the right? You work for the federal government. You work for the post office. And you have no right of dumping someone's personal mail off in someone else's mailbox. You don't. Do your job. And so I got dressed, walked inside, and had my music, and walked all the way down to the main branch of the post office. And then I explained to the other lady what had happened, showed her the video. So she called her supervisor, the supervisor comes, and then I had to stop the video because other people were coming to pick up their other personal stuff. And so this whole ordeal thing could have been avoided. She goes, in the video, you obviously heard that she's going to call the cops. She thought she wasn't going to call the cops. Sure enough, the cops showed up. And it's like, you lied in the video. You lied and said that you weren't going to call the cops. So if you're going to lie and say that you didn't going to call the cops, so you just basically just, what's the word I'm looking for? You made up a story that you said that you're not going to call the cops, but the cops showed up. Then after that, I was explaining to the cops what had really happened. And so this Asian cop, he goes, mind if I get the video? I'm like, yeah, sure. So this other cop, he pulled him aside. So I have had to sign a piece of paperwork stating that he can make a copy of on his phone on the video, so he can do his investigation. Now, so I signed the paperwork, he signed it, and the other cop signed it. So I got a picture of it, of their signature and my signature on his paperwork. So, yeah, the video is, hopefully it's going to go, I already downloaded on YouTube. And, as I said in the video, you know, if you watch the video, you will see that, like, this whole thing could have been avoided. All she had to do was just say, hey, oh, I didn't know, I'm sorry. But I never got that. So, she refused to give me her name, and her boss said that, oh, they don't have to give you, they don't have to give their name to you. So, all right, that's fine. I'm gonna ask another mail carrier for her name, And if you see the video, yeah, she obvious has a problem doing her job. So I'm going to be getting her name simple as that, quick and fast. Mark my words. She has no right of disrespecting me and arguing with me. That's unprofessional. There are times whereas I spoke to other carriers and it never made it this far. She brought war to my doorstep from the beginning. I didn't have my phone to record the whole conversation, but I went inside to grab my phone for my purpose to record the whole conversation. That way, she could say anything she wants. I live in the state of New Hampshire, whereas you can make up a BS story and this state would run with it so badly. And they're like, oh, he did this, he did that. But the more I've been watching a lot of stuff on YouTube, I've seen how people